7 Effective Habits, the book that has changed the lives of over 40 million people worldwide. Introduction: The secrets behind successful people. Imagine you are standing in front of 2 doors. Behind the first door is a very intelligent person. He works hard, always busy, always striving. But year after year, his life remains stagnant. Behind the second door is an ordinary person, not exceptionally intelligent, not born into a wealthy family, not having special connections. Yet, after only a few years, he becomes a respected leader, has a solid career, a happy family, trusted friends. In your opinion, what makes the difference? Stephen R. Covey spent over 20 years studying thousands of successful people, and he discovered a truth that made me think for a long time. Success rarely comes from talent. It comes from small habits repeated every day. But even more surprising, these 7 habits don't teach you to make money quickly. They don't teach you to get rich overnight. They teach you to become the kind of person that success will find you. And that's why this book is still considered one of the most influential self-help books of all time. Chapter 1. Every failure begins with a thought. Stephen Covey recounts that many people want to change their lives. They change jobs. They change cities. They change partners. They change environments. But after a while, all the problems returned. Why? Because they only changed the circumstances. They didn't change themselves. Covey calls this the difference between superficial personality and core personality. You can learn communication skills. You can learn sales. You can learn leadership. But if inside you're still full of anger, selfishness, and lack of discipline, that success won't last. This book doesn't begin with skills. It begins with people. Chapter 2. Habit number 1. Be proactive. One day, 2 people lost their jobs. The first said, "It's all the company's fault." The second said, "This is an opportunity to learn something new." Both experienced the same event, but they had 2 completely different lives. Stephen Covey calls it the circle of influence. Proactive people focus on what they can change. Passive people focus only on what they cannot control. You can't control the weather, but you can carry an umbrella. You can't control what other people say, but you can always control your own reaction. The moment you stop blaming, that's when you begin to take control of your life. Chapter 3. The second habit. Starting with the goal in mind. Covey gives a very strange exercise. Imagine one day you have left this world. Family, friends, colleagues. What will they say about you? Will they remember you as a wealthy person or as someone who always kept their promises? A kind person? A great father? A trustworthy friend? That's when you realize the true purpose of life isn't just making money. It's building a legacy. Many people climb to the top of the mountain, only to discover they climbed the wrong mountain. Chapter 4. The third habit. Prioritizing what matters. Modern life is like a storm. Notifications, emails, text messages, meetings, social media. We're busy from morning till night, but at the end of the day, we feel we haven't gotten any closer to what matters. Covey divides work into 4 groups. There are urgent tasks. There are important tasks. There are tasks that are both urgent and important. And there are tasks that are just stealing your time. Effective people don't let schedules control them. They let their values dictate their schedules. Chapter 5. The fourth habit. Winning together. The world often teaches us to compete. If I win, someone else must lose. But Covey tells a different story. 2 partners sit down at the negotiating table. One tries to gain the greatest benefit. The other tries to find a way for both to grow. 10 years later, one has many contracts. The other has many strong relationships. You can win an argument, but you lose a person. The real victory is when everyone has a chance to grow. Chapter 6. The fifth habit. Listening as an art. There's something that startled me. Stephen Covey said that most people don't listen to understand. They listen to prepare their counter-arguments. That's why so many marriages break down. So many friendships end. So many businesses fail. Not because of a lack of intelligence, but because of a lack of listening. Try it once. Listen without interrupting. Don't judge. Don't rush to give advice. You'll be surprised to see just being understood can heal so much. Chapter 7. Habit 6. The power of collaboration. A single instrument can make a melody, but an entire orchestra can create a symphony. Covey believed that differences are not barriers. They are assets. High-achieving people don't look for copies of themselves. They look for people who complement their weaknesses. When the ego shrinks, the power of the collective grows. Chapter 8. The Seventh Habit. Sharpening the Saw. This is the chapter that changed me the most. Covey tells the story of a woodcutter. He chopped trees from morning till night. Sweat poured down his face, but his productivity kept decreasing. Someone asked, "Why don't you stop to sharpen your axe?" He replied, "I don't have time." It sounds absurd, but then I realized that's the life of so many people. We are too busy making a living, to the point of forgetting to take care of our health, to the point of forgetting our families, to the point of chasing goals, to the point of forgetting to nurture our souls. Sharpening the saw is reading another book. It's exercising. It's getting enough sleep. It's about spending time with the people you love. It's not a waste. It's a way to go far. Chapter 9. Stephen Covey's Final Word. As I closed the book, I suddenly understood. These 7 habits aren't 7 steps to becoming rich. They are 7 steps to becoming a trustworthy person. Because when you change your way of thinking, you change your actions. When actions change, habits change. Habits create character. And character will create destiny. It's not magic. It's the law. Conclusion. An inspirational message. As I closed the book, I no longer saw the 7 habits. I saw a mirror. In it was myself. A person once thought that success depended on circumstances, then realized the first thing to change is yourself. Stephen Covey doesn't promise that life will be easier. He shows us how to become stronger. If today you only remember one thing from this book, then remember this. You cannot build an extraordinary life with the same ordinary choices repeated every day. Maybe today you are not rich, not successful, haven't achieved your dreams, but you always have the right to choose. Choose to react instead of blaming. Choose goals instead of vagueness. Choose what is important instead of what is urgent. Choose to listen instead of just wanting to be listened to. Choose to cooperate instead of winning or losing. And choose to constantly learn to become a better version of yourself. Because in the end, life doesn't change in a single day. It changes little by little, through each small decision, through each small habit. And then one day, you will look back on the journey, not with pride because of how much money you earned, but because you have become a person that many years ago, you yourself didn't dare believe you could become. That is the deepest meaning of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Please subscribe to the channel to listen to great books every day. Thank you.